Good evening tonight. My name is Cynthia, and I'm a little nervous, but I just want to tell my story. Ooh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Years ago, I started out as a young mother. I had 3 children, and I stayed with my parents until I got a certain age, and I wanted to be grown, so I went out to the streets. And when I went out to the streets, I found everything that the streets had to offer. Drugs, money, love in the wrong places, love from the wrong people. In 2007, I went to jail. I stayed in jail for a year. When I came out of jail, I went to a recovery house. I stayed at the recovery house for about 6 months, and it was time for me to go home. But I didn't have nowhere to go, so they offered me a bed there. Once I got the bed there, I worked there. I worked there 20 hours a week. But come to find out, I had a severe depression and mental health problem. My counselor there got me hooked up with a psychiatrist. Once I got hooked up with the psychiatrist, I thought I was going to just get medication and be well again, but I wasn't well again. The thing I had to do was stay away from drugs. So from there, I started going to NA meetings, mental health meetings at JFK, which is at Roaring Arch. I found a career coach, got a job at the Marriott. I still wasn't happy, so I went and got a recovery coach at the meeting. My recovery coach says, the reason why you're unhappy is because you keep going back with the same people doing the same thing. Change your ways of thinking. Befriend people that's trying to go the same way you go. So I tried that. I tried that different. From the meetings, I would follow people around. We would drink coffee, eat donuts, we would laugh, and it would be time to go to bed. So I would go home and I would go to bed. I'll move along to today and time now. After 7 years of doing so good, I was in an apartment building. Once I moved into this apartment building, everything was going so beautiful this year. Then in October, my landlord didn't come for the rent. So I said, well, maybe he'll come later on this week. When he did come, my landlord was so messed up that it's not even funny. I'm laughing because I made it out. And I made it out because I didn't want to get high. I didn't want to be around the same people. I didn't want to drink liquor. So I avoided my family, I avoided my friends, and I stayed there. November, when things got really out of control, I said, well, I got to find something to do. So I took a rope and put it around my neck, and I tried to kill myself. I didn't kill myself, obviously, because I'm still here. Went to the hospital, and the hospital gave me the proper medication that I needed for myself. On Saturday, I visited a church, and the lady in the church looked at me. She said, you know what? I see you in this neighborhood, and you be laughing, you be talking to people, you be moving around doing your shopping. She said, but today, there's just something about you that doesn't look right. And she said, I'm getting this feeling that you're not living right. And then I told her, I said, I'm in a place where there's no heat, there's no hot water, and there's just electric. And she said, you continue to stay there? I said, yes, I'm continuing to stay there until the 1st of January, and I get my check, and I can go on and move on to a better place. She took me in the back and she prayed for me. And she started talking about when, just because I'm Muslim don't mean I don't know the Bible. I was born and raised on the Bible Baptist. She was telling me about the Bible, and I was asking her about Mary and Elizabeth, you know, because God used people for his own reason, whether you're a drunk, alcoholic, you're a thief, you're a prostitute, you're a fornicator. I went back to the Bible on Saturday night, and I started reading a story about when Mary was a young girl, she got pregnant. and everybody was talking about her, and she didn't know what to do. So she went to Elizabeth. Elizabeth had already been through what she's going through. And I said to myself, that is strictly for me, because people was looking at me, pointing at me, laughing at me, because I'm living in this rooming house, and everybody in the neighborhood had been there for so long, and they know the history of this rooming house. Sunday morning, I got up and I got dressed. I texted my son and I said, happy birthday to you. I said, I'm coming to see you. He said, no, Mom, it's too cold. You're living in the cold. Everybody was offering me to come to their house, but everybody wanted money. I don't have money. So what I did was I packed a bag. I went down the parkway. I got something to eat. I got some warm clothes. Because mind you, I just left with the clothes on my back. The lady down there pulled me to the side. I don't know, it was thousands of people down the parkway just getting clothes and stuff. She says, come here, what's your name? I said, my name is Cynthia. She said, why are you out here? She said, you clean. She said, you look like you don't use any drugs. You look like you don't drink. I said, I don't. I said, because I don't want to be in the place I'm in. So she took me up to the side. She said, when this is over, I'm going to take you and get you something to eat. And I'm going to give you something warm. She gave me a coat. She fed me. And before the feeding was over, I went to go thank her. And I turned around and I looked back. She was gone. And ain't nobody going to tell me that God didn't send that angel down just for me. Just like he sent the angel down just for me to help me stay on the road I'm on, he'll send an angel down for you. All you got to do is believe and have faith. Years ago, I got a tattoo on my arm that says faith. And every time I take my clothes off, I look at that tattoo and it says faith. I always wanted to be removed, but I would never, ever in my life remove that. Monday, so then I went to my sister's house. I laid there in her house. I don't have a bed and all that stuff, but I'm okay. Because she has an extra room, but she doesn't have a bed. I'm okay. I laid there and I got up Tuesday. I didn't hurt. I didn't have a headache. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't hungry for food. I wasn't hungry for God. I was hungry for food. Because you got to remember, when you eat your food, not only are you eating your food for nourishment, and when you read the Bible, you're getting another meal. When you're reading whatever your religion is, whatever you're reading, that's your main meal for the day. I came over here to the doctor, ran into the pastor. I'm walking past. I'm saying, this is an old TV shop. And I seen a sign in the window say, free clothes. I came in and I said, can I get some free clothes? He pointed right over there. I got my free clothes. And I stood there for a minute and me and him had a conversation. And he invited me back here tonight just to try to tell my story, to tell people, no matter what you're going through, you don't have to be in the streets. You don't have to sell your body. You don't have to pick up drugs. What you need to be doing is, you need to be somewhere praying. And God says more than 2 people praying, you'll get your blessings. Some things I'm saying I might be rambling on, but let me tell you something. When he invited me back to his church tonight, I couldn't wait to get here. So you know what? I went down the parkway. I went to get something to eat down the parkway and try to find something warm. But guess what? There was nothing down here tonight. One person came. I was down there at 4 o'clock. One person came at 6. I got a soda, a sandwich, and I asked the bus driver for a courtesy ride. And I'm here tonight to let you know that you're not alone. What you're going through, somebody else is going through. Closed mouth ain't going to get fed. And if you don't ask for help, you're not going to get help. If you keep your hand closed all the time, guess what you're doing? You're cutting off your blessings. You got to open your hand and give, and you will receive. And this is the time of the year where people should be happy. Because guess what? This is the Christmas holiday. And if you don't know what the Christmas holiday and Easter mean, you need to pick up your Bible. You need to read it. Because guess what? It's all about God. It's not about man. Things that's happening in my life, man ain't doing it. God placed a man in there to help me get there. But he's the one doing it. So what I want to just say to you tonight is, thank you for listening to my story. And I want to say thank you for being there for me. Keep praying. Because guess what? I haven't used, I haven't drank. I said, and guess what? I'm never going to use. I'm never going to drink, because when I get that feeling that it's too hard for me to carry, I'm going to run in the first door that's open that says, come in, and come as you are. And I want to thank you for my story. And I want to thank you for listening to me. And you have a good night. And God bless you. And may God walk with you the rest of the way. Everything that you're going through, it ain't just happened. That's the journey. When you enter this world, there is a journey that you is on. And guess what? This is part of my journey. This is part of my story. And I'm over 50 years old. But guess what? Some nights I feel like I'm 100 years old. But I still keep on trying. And I'm never going to give up. And I know that each and every day there's a sin that you commit. But if you ask God to forgive you for that sin, He's going to forgive you. But you can't keep making that sin. And you can't keep making that sin. And you can't keep running back. Once you give that to God, let it go and let Him use you. Just like the pastor using me tonight, somebody going to use you to help them get along. God bless you. And have a good evening. I don't know what I did there. I don't know.